Good morning, y'all. This is David, the Georgia photographer, and today I'm at Grandfather Campground in Boone, North Carolina. I'm here today for a rock climbing event that the kids are competing in called the Triple Crown of Rock Climbing. It's a bouldering series, and I don't climb anymore, and Teresa never really has been great at it, but we like to come to the events because it's a lot of fun. So we've come out with them. We've camped here for the weekend. While I was here, I thought, hey, today would be a good opportunity to review this lens. This is the 80 to 200 millimeter f4.5 Nikkor lens. This is a very old lens. This lens is a push-pull zoom. Now the lens doesn't grow in length when you zoom it, but it does move an internal mechanism. And it is an external barrel drive, but it's an internal zoom system. So I'm not sure how much air it will pump in and out of your camera. You rotate it to focus, so it does have a huge focus band that's really convenient. It gives you plenty to work with, so you can get good, fine, minute focus. Focus travel is about a half a turn from min to max. Minimum focus distance is 6 feet. You're not going to shoot macro with this lens. It's just not going to happen. Maximum aperture is f4.5, and then it clicks one time from there and jumps all the way to f5.6, and then its whole stops all the way to f32. And then, of course, this like fan-looking chart shows you it's a depth of field indicator. And at f32, if you set infinity on 1, everything from 10 feet to infinity at 80 millimeters is in focus reasonably so, with the center of the focus band being at about 22 feet. And you can read all that on this chart. We're not going to be shooting it there. I'm not going to be stopped down to f32. I'm going to shoot it at f4.5 to give the camera some light control capability so it can adjust, ISO automatically. And my camera of choice for this lens is going to be my Leica SL2. High resolution megapixel sensor, yada, yada, yada. And let's go take some photos. One thing I've noticed is that this particular copy has a very, very loose helicoid. So focus drift or zoom drift is a thing with this particular lens. I mean, just the slightest angular change and it changes zoom immediately. So you gotta kind of ride it with your hand. You gotta just kind of hold the zoom you want and hold the focus very carefully, because the focus on this one, it's literally just, you can almost just throw it from one end to the other. This lens has seen a lot of use. It's not worn out by any stretch of the word, but it has seen extensive use because, like I said, it has significant zoom creep. Like all the zoom creep. It's actually a pretty nice lens. So far I've got a few photos with it. So I'm gonna make my way on around the campground. We'll see what else we can find. Well, I ended up shooting everything pretty much exclusively in f4.5. I wound up trying to get these little chipmunks. The campgrounds basically, instead of having squirrels here, they have chipmunks. I'm floating the ISO and I've set the shutter speed. And I had it set at 1/500th of a second with the ibis. That should be easy. Then I got into the shade with the chipmunks and it just didn't look as good as I wanted it to. So I backed the shutter speed down to 1/200th of a second to lower my ISO with it, because it'll follow it. And I ain't seen no more chipmunks. All in all, the lens actually works really well. It's a pretty nice lens. With it, it's a little slow for my liking. For this kind of photography, I would rather it have something in the f3.5, f2.8, f2-ish range. Of course, getting a zoom lens of this magnitude in f2 would be enormous. You know, that's the beauty of these kind of lenses, is they're compact. So you get that. But it is all metal construction. I think even the aperture ring is aluminum. It looks like it is. If you're trying to build a kit on a budget and you don't mind working manual focus, this ain't a bad lens. It produces really good results for what you're getting. You'll be able to get this lens pretty cheap. I haven't looked on eBay yet to see how much they go for, but I'm gonna guess in between $50 and $150 you can probably land one of these in really nice shape, especially since you can get the 80 to 200 autofocus for just, you know, a couple $100 more than that. So I'm gonna guess this one's even cheaper. So yeah, you could get this, a 50 or a 35mm prime, so you can get a really fast lens, get an f2 or an f1.4 prime, and then get you like a wider area zoom, something like the 25 to 50 Nikkor I just reviewed, or the 35 to 70 if you can find one that's clean. Get that range and then get this one to carry it on out to 210mm. You've got a pretty strong kit just jumping out of the box. So with that, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and I appreciate you following along with me and, you know, and sticking around this long in the video. So until next time, get your camera out and go take a picture with it. All right, we'll see you later. Bye bye.